Yeah, I think for about half the change room we haven't won the Border Gavaskar, so it's kind of one of the last things to tick off. I think for a lot of us. I also think we've almost every challenge that we've had thrown at us over the last few years, we've stepped up and done well. I think to do that for another year, another home summer, would kind of cement this rather than just being a 2 or 3 season thing. It's suddenly into a half generation thing. So yeah, we're all excited. We know India are right up there with one of the best teams in the world, so we're excited. Yeah, great to see. Should happen more. New Zealand series last year was good with Timmy Southey as captain as well. I don't think it really changes too much again, but it's one of those rare things. Looking forward to seeing from hopefully the change room how he goes about his work out there. But as a fan of fast bowling, it's always good to see. Oh, look, I think you always make plans for kind of a whole squad. I think with most Test teams, especially India, you've got a lot of depth. Most of us have played IPL and seen how many newcomers come in and kind of step up straight away. So, they're missing a couple of guys we're more familiar with, but we know whoever they pick is going to be. Well, they obviously think they're good enough for Test cricket. So, we've done a bit of prep. Some of the guys from the Indian squad were in the Aussie Ace series just over recently. It's good to have someone like Scotty Boland and Buddha as well, who's spent a bit of time there, so we can talk through some of those plans. Yeah, it's great. It's weird. It's basically been the same side for the last 2 or 3 years. So the week lead-in's very normal. It's all very relaxed. Everyone knows how they need to prepare. So it's pretty seamless. All the meetings, training, all those kind of things. We've done it heaps before with the same people. So it's just about kind of reaffirming what we do really well. But I think that's been one of the strengths of our team is not only the consistency, but how well everyone gets on and how much we love playing together. Yeah, I mean, never quite putting up a limit on anyone. He'll definitely bowl this Test. It's definitely available to bowl. He's an all-rounder. I don't think he's, with the way kind of us full bowlers are set out, we never really budget a all-rounder bowling, heaps. So I would imagine, a few spells each innings or something like that. But he's ready to go. He's been bowling really well this week. His body's great. Best it's been for a while. So he's had a really good prep lead in. So yeah, don't have an answer, but he's ready to go and happy to bowl as much as we need. Yeah, Davey's very hard to replace in many ways. But I think, the most important thing for someone like Nath who's coming in is just to play his own game. He doesn't need to strike it, 80 like Davey did if that's not his game. So for them, I'd love to see them bring the best out in each other. They've played a little bit and batted a bit together for Queensland. But I think for both of them, it's about bringing what they bring to the table. For Uzi, it's those long innings, getting the bowlers to come back and back again. And I think Nate's pretty similar in that regard. Yeah, from my point of view, really important. And I'd throw Alex Carey in there at 7 as well. It's a pretty scary 5, 6, 7, I think. If they come in and the bowlers already have plenty of overs into them, that's a pretty scary proposition. And similarly, we've seen some counter punches where we've been 2 or 3 down, 4 down for not many, and Marchie's pulled out 100 or Hedy's pulled out 100 and changed the dynamics pretty quickly. So I really like kind of how that middle order's been structured the last couple of years. Yeah, I think first of all, say Alex Carey's played a lot for South Australia this year and has been brilliant. Even on that UK ODI tour, it's different formats, but he was really impressive. So he seems in a really good place. Obviously, the last Test match we played, he was man of the match, won that for us. 90 odd, probably should have been 100, not out. And Smithy, I know every summer the conversations around his hands and whether he's found them or not. I can report they've made their way to Perth, his hands, which is always good. But I bowled a bit at him over the last few weeks. He looked really good in the ODIs. We had a couple of good centre wickets out at New South Wales last week, and he seems really settled. He's hit 1 million balls like he does, but he looks really content with where his game's at, so expecting a big summer.